Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon to all of you.
Afternoon.
All right, so inshallah today we'll try to talk about the last type of the second part, or the task number 2, the essay, which is like advantages and disadvantages. And disadvantages. Okay, so this is actually the last type we're going to talk about today. So as usual, we need to have 4 paragraphs. So the first paragraph is going to be actually an introduction. All right, so the first paragraph is going to be the intro. And then the statement. This statement. Actually, the thesis statement is going to be about like the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, you will say, for example, in this essay, I'll spot the light on the advantages and disadvantages. Paragraph number 1 will be about the advantages. You will bring like one advantage. And then you explain. You expand your answers. And also you will give another one, like another advantage. And then you explain. You will give just 2 and then you explain them. 2 and then you explain them. Okay, so this is actually paragraph or body paragraph number 1. Paragraph actually number 2, or body paragraph number 2, it is talking mainly about the disadvantages. Okay, so you're going to talk about disadvantages. You will bring 2 disadvantages. Okay, and then you explain them. Okay, just you explain. The conclusion, the last paragraph, is going to be a summary. Summary for what? The 2 advantages. The 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages. Okay, so it's going to be a summary for the 2 advantages that you've talked about, like in the body paragraph number 1, and the 2 disadvantages that you've talked about, like in body paragraph number 2. Okay, so this is actually the structure of the advantages and disadvantages essay. Number 1 actually is going to be paraphrasing, yes?
It means here no need to write our opinion?
No, there is no opinion here. Because the question is going to be like, what are the advantages and disadvantages of something? There is no opinion. Okay. Is it clear, the structure up to the moment?
Yes.
Okay. So now let's move to like one of the files, just to show you, for example, how to do with it. Okay. Okay, so today we have, for example, this type of essays, which is like the advantages and disadvantages. The question is, internet is a very bad and good technology to be used in this really life. The question actually here is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of the internet? You should spend, like 40 minutes, and then you need to like to write 250 words, at least 250 words. So he didn't say, like, for example, discuss both views and present your opinion. And he doesn't say also what are the causes and what are the solutions, what are the causes, what are the effects. And also he didn't say that do you agree or disagree. Okay. He says what are the advantages, the benefits like, and what are the disadvantages. All right. So if he asked you in the same way, so you need to do like would write according to the structure of today's lesson, according to the structures of today's lesson. So first of all, as usual, we need to paraphrase the question and then just give the his statement. We can use, for example, the phrase this one, whether we realize it or not, that this is, as I told you before, it is fixed. You can just use it. You can use it. And then after that, you need to paraphrase the question, um, like using some new words, synonyms, change the structures, change the part of the speech, try to change in a way or another the question. Again, I told you, if you copy it just as it is, it will be a problem. So try to paraphrase it. Try to paraphrase it. So internet is so very beneficial and terrible like instrument. Beneficial here instead of the word good or bad. Good, yes. Terrible, actually, it is instead of the word bad. And technology, maybe we can use like instrument, like tool that most people use in this world, for example, in this really life, just in this world. Here we paraphrase the question in another way, just we paraphrase it. Now we need just to tell, for example, to write the thesis statement. Let's spot the light on both the advantages and disadvantages of the thing that is going to be given the exam, the question. Okay, so this is what I mean. Okay. All right, so this one actually it is called introduction. So you paraphrase the question and then you gave the thesis statement, and that's it. So now let's move to paragraph number 1, which is talking mainly about the advantages. So you need to provide two, as I told you before. You can start on the one hand, because you need to get the marks for the sequence tools, like cohesive tools. Internet has plethora, a lot of benefits that are being used as a daily basis. Like we use it every now and then, like in our daily life. You are supposed to give two only. Don't try to give more, but try to explain more. One of the benefits of the internet is, you can say one, for example, of the benefits, or one of these benefits is keeping in touch with people from all over the world. Okay, this is actually one of the main benefits of the internet. You try to explain, for instance, you can contact any person in any time, in any place around the world, no matter how far or near he is. Okay, so this is actually an explanation. By the way, I'm just showing you the way, but you can include more, for example, sentences. Try to explain as much as you can. The second advantage of the internet is The advantage is that the internet is being used. This one is passive, is being used. Passive, مبني للمجهول. Being used as a mean. A mean means as a tool of education. Okay, so we can use it in order to gain, for example, knowledge and seeking, for example, education. For example, it is easy now to learn, serve, search, and get any sort of information through the internet. Okay, ellipsis here, so you just complete. You try to add as many sentences as you can. Okay. All right, so this is actually the first paragraph. So now we gave two advantages. We explained, but you need to explain more because you need like 250 words. Try to explain 3, 4, 5 sentences, okay? Like for each advantage or reason or effect or anything. Okay, after you finish actually the paragraph or body paragraph number 1, you'll move to body paragraph number 2, giving the disadvantages اللي هي الأضرار. You just say, for example, on the other hand, internet has several means many disadvantages that may affect a lot in this life as well. It is not just everything maybe has positive things, but also we have negative things. So these are actually the disadvantages that may affect a lot in this life as well. One of these advantages is wasting time. For example, most people waste a lot of time using the internet in playing or doing trivial matters. Okay, something in vain, like in vain, trivial, تافه. The second disadvantage of the internet is the internet becomes the place through which morals, manners, and attitudes lost. Okay, here there is a mistake. Yeah, right here. Okay. Are being lost. Are being lost. This one is missed. Okay. Okay, manners and attitudes are being lost. تفقد لأنه مبني للمجهول. Okay, so is that internet becomes the place through which morals, manners, and attitudes, for example, are being lost. تفقد الآن. Okay. You just explain that. You can say what I mean is that there are many websites that may ruin and destroy the most renowned terms. You know what does it mean, renowned? Have you heard about this word before? Renowned means the most common things, for example, common and known, like known, famous. معروف. مصطلحات المتداولة المعروفة, terms like morality, attitudes, traditions, and behaviors. So this here, you can use it also, I told you, to explain something. You can say, for example, the students who study the IELTS exam, then I put, for example, comma, then full stop. Abdurrahman, Saleh, Sabr, Qasim. Just I mentioned, for example, so I use this. So are many websites that may ruin and destroy the most renowned terms, which are like this, which are the morality, attitudes, traditions, and behaviors. Okay, now we talked also about the negative sides of the internet. Positive, yeah, we gave two and then we explained them. And now actually we have two negative sides and then we explain them. Let's move to the last, okay, this one, did you write it? Okay, because it's going to be erased. Okay. All right, let's move to the conclusion. The conclusion is going to be a summary, as I told you. To conclude, you can say to conclude, we can say that internet has many advantages and disadvantages as well. This is actually, you restate, for example, the main points actually of the question. The advantages can be summarized as keeping in touch with others and seeking all means of education. Seeking means looking for, seeking education. البحث عن المعرفة أو التعليم. So the disadvantages are wasting time and losing the morals, attitudes through bad websites. Okay, so this is actually the summary for what we have already tackled or talked about, like in body paragraph number 1 and body paragraph, okay, number 2. Okay, so this is actually the last type of writing essay, I mean the IELTS exam. Okay,